Hi folks, welcome to episode 4 of Short Movie Time, or in other words, SMT. Let's see what we have for today's video. We have Local 58 by Chris Straub available to watch on the channel Local 58 TV. Just as Mandela Catalog, this brilliant cosmic interdimensional analog horror focuses on certain other unknown entities which have seemingly taken over Earth, creating the illusion of everything being normal. Hi folks, I'm R, and thank you. I know the hair looks pretty good. Send me your short movie suggestions on Twitter, which I can use to make upcoming videos such as this one. Alright, enough chit chat. Let's get right into this bad boy.
Proceed to the highlighted route. Continue on Holbrook Park Drive, then in 500 feet turn right onto North 38th Street. You will arrive at your destination in 2 hours and 28 minutes.
I usually go over more than one type of short movie by different creators, but this time I thought we could dedicate an entire SMT episode to Local 58, because the story even till today, after 9 videos, is still quite ambiguous. So maybe by the end of today's video we can figure out what the hell is going on. The first video, titled "You're on the Fastest Available Route," posted over 4 years ago, displays one of the first encounters with the horrifying foreign invaders who seemingly came from the moon, and possibly mirrors. Maybe our moon from our dimension, or possibly a moon from a complete different dimension with an advanced civilization. A person driving at 1:57 a.m. dated 21st of November 2014 uses his navigation to reach a certain destination, being informed by the sat-nav that the estimated time of arrival is 2 hours and 28 minutes, so making the ETA roughly at around 4:30.
Continue on Holbrook Park Drive, then in 500 feet turn right onto North 38th Street. You will arrive at your destination in 2 hours and 28 minutes.
Shortly, a glitch occurs, skipping a few minutes ahead. After some time of driving, with time being 3:22, the sat-nav informs the driver there's traffic ahead, rerouting the path, instructing the driver to take an exit in 10 miles. When suddenly, a lightning strikes, with the sat-nav informing the driver to carry on the same route, as he is on the fastest path available, causing a massive contradiction.
Traffic ahead, rerouting. In 10 miles take exit 17, then turn right onto Quarry Utility Road South. You are on the fastest route.
This is a direct hint to something sinister beginning to happen, which the world will experience in the next coming few months and years. The time then skips yet again to 4:47, being past the initial ETA, with the sat-nav mentioning ETA is in 14 minutes. The time then reaches 5:12, with the sat-nav rerouting and instructing the driver to do a U-turn, indicating something is severely wrong with the sat-nav. Time being 5:27 now, the sat-nav directs the driver to the woods with unpaved roads, instructing the driver to follow signs of "Do Not Enter." If it wasn't clear by now that something is totally wrong with the sat-nav with horrible ETAs, it is certain now that no sat-nav in the world would be programmed to say something like that. To follow signs of "Do Not Enter." The sat-nav then puts a cherry on top, instructing the driver to continue driving on the unnamed road for 300 feet and then stop and turn off the headlights. It seems as if the sat-nav is participating in the driver's murder and acts as an accomplice. The driver foolishly follows the strange instructions of the sat-nav when suddenly a horrifying entity appears, causing the environment, the car and the sat-nav to distort. When the driver speeds up in panic, frantically trying to get away.
Continue on unnamed road, then, in 300 feet, turn off your headlights. Rerouting. Make a U-turn. Your destination is behind you. Rerouting.
It's too late, however, as the monster catches up to the driver, making his car crash. The sat-nav finally mentions that he's arrived at his destination, displaying how corrupted and tampered with it is after being hit by lightning at 3:22 a.m.
You have arrived.
In the next videos from Local 58, we learn much more about the nature of these entities and their connection to weather, night sky, moon, and electronic transmissions. Clearly, the driver was targeted by one of these entities who wanted to kill him and maybe even take his identity. It's just extremely baffling to me why the driver chose to trust the corrupted sat-nav showing signs of supernatural interference. I guess he did it so the short movie could happen. Moving on to the next video, we have Contingency, which is till now the most viewed video on Local 58 TV channel, which reveals the horrifying aftermath of this foreign entity's invasion. A normal broadcast is interrupted by the US Department for the Preservation of American Dignity. Yeah, very cool name. Broadcasting a contingency plan only in the event of United States complete surrender to the enemy forces. The message portrays how the government wants the citizens to still fight and not yield even after defeat, fighting to the last minute. This contingency broadcast seems to be created solely for the event of complete surrender, complete annihilation of USA from forceful and brutal enemy forces and rivals, or even incomprehensible events. Seemingly, United States has been defeated and invaded by supernatural and powerful aliens, or at least what one might think in the beginning. Having the typical image of aliens in mind, the image we have grown used to, depicted in conspiracy theories and stories or even movies. After some glitches, the broadcast oddly changes, encouraging the citizens to take their own lives by placing the muzzle of their firearms towards themselves in order to join their neighbors, family, and God, seemingly an interference from the invading entities, who have powers to control and tamper with transmissions, as evident from the last video, the sat-nav being affected. A chilling message then informs the viewers that this broadcast will repeat until there are none to read it, meaning complete death of everyone. The orders are clear: to lay in the victory position, a play in words, manipulating the population with patriotism and heroism mixed with the original propagandas and sentimental messages. The victory position is to lie on the front lawn, face up, and feet together, which in other words is a sign of complete submission. The message then becomes more horrifying, instructing the viewers to neutralize the children and pets before themselves, completely annihilating Earth, wiping it clean from humans and anything human-related. A message then appears dismissing the previous broadcast simply as a hoax and not to be taken seriously, with an underlying message in faded color, instructing the authority of what to do in events of accidental public broadcast of the contingency video, which is using a hoax apology card, something that was displayed just seconds ago, which clearly indicates the government is collapsing and they try to hide the fact that they are losing. It's unclear if the US Department for the Preservation of American Dignity actually wanted to instruct its citizens to take their own and children's lives, or if the broadcast was tampered with by the entities. In In the next video titled Weather Service, with Local 58 being broadcasted to Edenville, Iker Falls, Lasker City and the greater Mason County area, an emergency alert system is triggered for weather warning. A meteorological event is due to take place for the entire night, with not much known about it, just with an advisory action to avoid observing this event with naked eyes. A further warning is issued with more information, advising against looking at the night sky until the authorities have more information. When after a short glitch, the message instructs the citizens to look at the night sky and that the warning had been lifted, as this meteorological event is considered to be harmless. The message then encourages the viewers to go outside instantly. Soon, hidden messages appear, seemingly from people working at the station, knowing they have lost control to the entities, in a deceiving manner to the entities, instructing the viewers not to look at the moon and not to go outside, and to face away from windows and avoid the mirrors. A horrifying message then explains how looking at the moon feels like, with an unexplainable entity consuming the people looking at it. A footage of the moon then shows the countless screams of people coming from the distance, with the moon enlarging. This explains how the entities can take control through the night sky and the moon, seemingly with their portals opening at night, allowing them to invade Earth and this dimension. The following short video also suggests how there are other receivers and that people should avoid the channels, as seemingly these entities are capable of controlling people through transmissions as well. The next video, called Show for Children, displays a cartoony character walking in a large graveyard filled with burial sites, being observed by the moon, slowly becoming more terrified after looking at decaying corpses. He eventually climbs down into a grave himself and lays there until the moon becomes stronger, transforming him into a decaying corpse as well, displaying how the moon is connected to the entity's presence. The next video, titled A Look Back, unveils more information about the origin of these entities. The broadcast explains how people sent signals to themselves through their domain, the invading entities, with a rhetorical question asking in a remorseful manner to why people didn't believe that they would also be able to add their own signals. Therefore, the signals the broadcast refers to might be space or the interdimensional realm of transmissions and signals, where these entities saw an open portal and came through. The next video, titled Real Sleep, considers the misunderstood concept of dreams and psychology. The broadcast seems to dictate and teach the viewers about the concept of dreaming. Section 1 instructs the viewers to turn to page number 7 in their book, as if they have been given a book already, which they use regularly to be dictated the new rules. The first question asks if dreaming is necessary, which turns out to be a myth and non-essential for a healthy sleep, set by the standards of the entities or whoever is conducting the tests. The second question asks if dreams have symbolisms and whether they can predict the future or not, to which the answer is that symbolisms are a biochemical reaction, being a waste, and that precognition is a lie, which clearly suggests that the entities are trying to hide the fact the only way they could be defeated is through dreaming and predicting what the future beholds, something they desperately try to brainwash people into dismissing. The next question asks if sleep is necessary to heal the mind and body, which is heavily advised to be essential, and that the dreams are detrimental for the mind and body, as they cause interruptions to a healthy sleep, being referred to as frantic, nonsensical images and auditory hallucinations. A message then reads that dreaming is the vestige of a primitive mind, with the entities referring to themselves as the superiority, with dreaming being something they're incapable of, something they do not understand very well, or quite contrary, something they know they lack, which their inferiors, humans, possess, a weapon which can be used against them, hence explaining their desperate attempt to prevent people from dreaming, having a full-on course with workbooks created for it. Section 2 includes the Claytman map, instructing the viewers to turn to page number 7. It's the study of brainwaves when a person is dreaming. The entities seem to have been able to reverse this technology and create dreamless sleeps, creating almost a flat brainwave, getting rid of dreams, referring to it as real sleep. Section number 3 is about inducing anti-dream by oneself, the viewers being instructed to close their workbooks and look at the screen. The clips are custom made for each person who had already been analyzed in a sleep session during week number 6, displaying how people are being put under full submission and closely monitored. The screens are then showing disturbing and unsettling clips in different sequences, forcing the viewers to stop dreaming and losing such ability. Apparently, the success rate is quite high, as many people report dreamless sleeps after just one watch. Several propaganda lines are also flashed quickly, discouraging people to even think about dreams. This video explains the extent of the entity's powers, taking control of people and slowly brainwashing them and shaping them into their own liking, taking away the ability of dreaming, as it could potentially prove dangerous against them. The next video is titled Sky Watching, being recorded by an amateur cameraman recording and watching the constellations. He eventually shifts his focus to the moon, zooming closer and closer onto it, which he refers to as his throne instead of the moon. The moon has a complete different surface, being like a web interwoven together. Cloud-like streaks are observed moving unidirectionally together. He then suddenly comes across a belt area on the surface of the moon, looking like an advanced civilization. The cameraman then goes in front of the camera, raising his arms up in a worshipping maneuver, indicating how the entities have taken over. The moon in here has completely changed its nature and seems like a place inhabited by these unknown entities, capable of controlling aspects of transmissions and human mind. There's a civilization that has been built on its surface as well, as if they have recently started populating it, unless the nature of their existence is different to the simple minds of humans, and they float around in the air, not requiring any sort of construction. And finally, the most recent video posted on November 2021 displays how the transmissions are switching from analog to digital, effective from July 13th, 2021. After several cryptic and creepy messages, a final one repeats that there are other receivers referring to the entities. Final message from the government prohibits citizens from using analog frequencies, punishable by up to 10 years in prison and $150,000 of fine. This shows how the entities have almost fully taken over the world, even transitioning to digital from analog, a frequency which they seemingly couldn't fully control, hence why introducing such hefty fines and punishments to prevent people from receiving hidden messages, and communicate with each other in this horrifying dictatorship. The world seems to have been taken by the entities which might be able to shapeshift and seem human, while they are not, having world domination in their minds. It's unclear why they keep some of the humans alive and manipulate them through different means, such as taking away their ability to dream. But it seems that they rely on some humans to exist. Maybe they survive through the bodies and existence of humans, which they can parasitically overtake and possess. What are your thoughts about Local 58? It's extremely ambiguous and only slight more informations are introduced in newer videos, which are posted quite irregularly after several months. So it might take several years before we fully understand what the entities are, or at least what they are capable of and what they want. What we know is that they can infiltrate people through transmissions and frequencies, through the moon and mirrors, making them interdimensional cosmic entities. That's it for the end of today's video, folks. If you enjoyed it, you can hang around more by hitting the subscribe button. It's been your host Star, and I will see you on the next one.